Hey guys, Randy and Garret here, and today
I'm Randy. This one's Garret.
we know that.
Oh yeah.
And today we'll be reviewing Captain America: Civil War.
And I'm gonna be mukbanging.
What does that mean?
I don't know,
Then why did you say it?
cause I'm hungry.
He makes no sense. So we'll be talking about this movie and spoilers, but we don't have to warn you. You guys already seen this movie.
I've seen it too.
So what do you think of the movie, Randy?
I think this is the best bowl of oatmeal I've had in a while.
No, the movie.
Mom made it special for me. She put it in cinnamon and even a touch of vanilla. It's so yummy.
Okay, what did you think of Captain America: Civil War? You know the movie?
We watched that movie. I think we watched it in the theater first time, but with the moving seats.
Yeah.
And then we watched it again at home when we bought the DVD.
The Blu-ray.
And it was, it was no Batman versus Superman, but it was okay.
I actually think this movie is pretty good. It was, the motivations were pretty clear. It was less watchable than Batman v Superman, but that's actually it's what it is with this movie. It takes more time to develop the characters and less time to be all fighting.
Yeah, but when they fighted, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, the fighting was really good in this movie.
Except that when we saw the commercials for it, for the trailers for it, it showed it a fight with Captain America and Iron Man. And it's a fight from the very end. After they become friends and then they fight again. So I kind of knew even when they became friends, I'm just saying they kind of spoiled that for me. Because you knew they were going to start fighting again because you hadn't seen that.
At least they didn't spoil Doomsday.
No, because Doomsday wasn't in this movie, Garret. Well, how would they spoil someone who's not even in the movie?
Well, at least they didn't do what Batman v Superman did and spoil Doomsday in the third trailer.
No, that's what I'm saying. They kind of spoiled the ending here, too, just in a different way. Because you knew that another fight was coming. Yeah, even though at first they were acting like friends. But that's the other thing that really annoyed me with this movie. Is, actually, when we last watched it on the DVD, I remember watching it and going, eh? And I was finding like there was tons of things that weren't making any sense. Frig off with my hat!
Your hat's not on there right.
Leave my hat alone! It's mine! It's one of mine since I lost my first one. And I have lost now. But, because Mommy's worried that I'm gonna lose all my other ones too. So she bought me about 6 or 7 new hats I can wear. And anyway, when the that I don't know, Russian, Polish, German, Chinese guy was, I don't know what he was. He was the bad guy in it that wanted them all to fight each other at the end. But he told them that. He basically said, oh yes, I want to destroy the X-Men, the Avengers men by making you guys fight each other. And then Captain America's like, oh yeah, how are you going to do that? Well, and he already had done it to an extent, but he's like, by showing Tony Stark this video. And he plays a video of Tony Stark's, his parents died. And then what happens? They start fighting. Why couldn't... Tony Stark's supposed to be smart. So why didn't... When this guy said... He already told them...
Like they just said... Black Panther just said that vengeance was consuming them.
Yeah, but why... If Tony Stark's such a smart guy, why if this idiot just said, guess what, guys? I'm going to turn you guys against each other and make you fight. Oh, here, watch this video. It's going to turn... Why would he not see through it? Why would he not say, okay, you're just trying to manipulate me here? It's just the same as it annoyed me in the same way that I was annoyed with Batman being fooled by Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman because he's supposed to be a great detective and he was fooled by Lex Luthor, and it was the same thing. I'm like, I just didn't believe that Iron Man would have been fooled by this guy at the end, so I didn't like that part. What else? Oh, I didn't like it that, like, even though Superman dying at the end of Batman v Superman was crap, at least they did something different. So I know, and it's crap, okay? I know right now, Garrett, it's crap. And the next movie, because of it, is going to be crap, because they're going to have to rush Superman's rebirth story in the Justice League. I know it's crap, but at least they changed something at the end of it. It seems that all Marvel movies finish where they started, like nothing's changed. Like it's like an episode of The Simpsons, where it's like, no matter what happens in the episode, it's always back to the same for the next episode. That's dumb! I mean, I like The Simpsons and everything, but I don't like when superhero movies, just nothing changes at the end.
Well, things aren't really, like, they aren't still teamed. They aren't still a team. Things aren't the same.
I just think they should have made it more drastic. All they did was introduce a whole bunch more movie characters, like Black Panther and Spider-Man and, okay, well, those are the main ones. But they're, of course, now going to have their own spin-off movies. And it's just like, they're like, okay, let's just throw in more characters so we can... It's like, every movie is just setting up more movies. That's all it is doing. It's not changing anything, it's just setting up more movies.
Well, if you're creating a whole universe, there's been like 13 movies now. You'd think you want to build up the next movie.
Or at least, well, yeah, but make the next... I still think they should have changed it. They could have at least, could have killed off Rhodey. They had the chance to do that. They could have, like the comics, I guess they killed it off Captain America. But for some reason they didn't want to do that. Whatever, I'm okay with that. I understand that. I know they're probably doing another Avengers with him. But if you don't want to kill off him, kill someone else off. Kill off Ant-Man. No one... Frig, it's Ant-Man.
It's only in 2 movies. Just like Superman.
Yeah, but unlike Superman, who the frig is paying money to go see Ant-Man? No one cares about him. It's same with they're not going to do a movie about Iron whatever Rhodey is. So you can kill him off. You could kill off the Scarlet Witch. There's a bunch of people that... Or stupid Vision. Vision's the dullest character I've ever seen. But it was a pretty good movie.
Let's see. What do we think of Black Panther?
I liked Black Panther.
He was pretty cool. His suit was neat. It was less like the comics, which, not really.
Although, I liked him as Black Panther. Mm-hmm. Because he was he was very cool with his movement, and he was fun and everything, and he was powerful, and he was just a fun character. He was a more powerful version of Batman, almost. Mm-hmm. I thought. But I didn't like him when he didn't have the costume on.
What do you mean?
When he was just that guy, the son of the other guy. It just seemed like everything he said, he was mumbling.
Well, I found that when he was wearing the mask, he did sound a bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger to me.
I'll have to watch it again to notice that. But I don't know what it... I just thought he didn't seem like a very interesting character when he wasn't in the Black Panther outfit.
And I don't think that Peggy Carter's death scene was really needed.
That? I agree with you, Garrett. For once you actually said something right. Because it was so boring. There was it's this is a little old lady that Captain America loved in the first movie, blah, blah, blah. But it's who cares? And she's just a little old lady.
Okay, how about... Okay, I know she had her own TV show and all, but why not just kill her off in Winter Soldier? She appeared briefly in that movie. Why not make her
They didn't even have to like the. I'll tell you what, Garrett. They had an opening scene in the movie that was super fun, right? When they were fighting
Crossbones?
and that was fun. And then they were setting up the whole Civil War thing, and this is what Tony thinks, and this is what, and I liked that too, because like you said, they touted why they weren't getting along, and that's what Batman versus Superman should have did. And but then they do this stupid funeral thing. It's like, freak. Why couldn't they have just like had that young girl come in and say, "Oh, guess what? She died," or maybe start the movie like he's already upset a little bit because maybe he's out on a mission and finds out, oh, guess what? She died. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like it was wasting time, and I was getting bored.
All it did was like show that Black Widow was on both sides.
Yeah, but I think they could have did that other ways. Like she was kind of going back and forth. She was interesting actually. How she was kind of like.
Yeah.
I think she was like the audience was, or like I was. Well, no, not quite like I was, because I liked the Captain America because he's kind of like Superman and he's handsome. But she was like how I think people are from they're like, oh yeah, well he makes a good point, so that makes sense, but then he makes a good point too, and then I want to help both, and I don't know which to choose, and in the end she kind of helps both sides out in different ways. So that was interesting. That was one of the more interesting ways I think we've seen Black Widow, because normally she's just like this girl who fights him in tight leather things, which is never a bad thing necessarily, but she was actually a character in this. But that's one other thing that annoyed me, is one thing she said.
What?
She told Tony Stark something right after their big huge fight. Tony was, I can't remember what it was, but he was upset or something, and she said something like, "Darn it all, Tony, can't you put your ego aside for 1 minute?" She said something like that, and that made me annoyed, because this whole thing was about him putting aside his normal ego to say, no, we should be held accountable and let somebody else tell us what we should do instead of us just doing what we want. So she basically contradicted everything that happened up to that point. That annoyed me the second time we watched it.
Well, I'm glad that Rhodey became War Machine again and not Iron Patriot.
Why?
Because Iron Patriot sucks.
Well, which side were you on? Were you on Team
Iron Man. Team Stark.
Why?
Because it has the cooler heroes. Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Has all the cooler heroes.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that Team Cap has Ant-Man and Hawkeye.
You just said that they should have killed off Ant-Man.
I know! But it had Captain America, too. His friend there, what's his name? The Winter Soldier guy. He was kind of cool. He was cooler in the Winter Soldier when he was like the first kind of threat that Captain America saw. I thought he was cooler in that movie. He was okay in this one. He was a bit more of a like kind of a wimp. But he was okay. Who else was? Oh, I think that girl was on the team.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she was on the team. And she was one of the most powerful of them. Because I think she even stopped at Vision, who has kind of crazy power too. And he was on Team
Iron Man.
Team Iron Man, yeah.
Even though he reminds you of Superman too.
Yeah, but he's a little bit more expressive. Is that the word? Expressive than Superman was in Man of Steel? Oh, I'm just joking. I love the Man of Steel.
So I think it's about time we talked about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yes, he was in the movie too. Spoiler. No.
That's not a spoiler. It was in the trailers.
Oh yeah.
It was like
Spider-Man was he was good. He was, I don't know, I liked most things about him. I don't know about the actor yet. He seemed like a bit of a wussy to me. He just seems like
He did that on
the kind of
purpose.
kid that would get the boogers pounded out of him,
He did that.
like me.
He did that on purpose. That's why he did that. That's what Peter Parker's supposed to be.
Well, I thought Spider-Man sounded more wussy than Peter Parker sounded, which is kind of weird because I don't see Spider-Man as being a wussy. I see Peter Parker as being a wussy, or at least trying to act like a wussy. But I thought that Spider-Man seemed a bit too wussy, and he even gave up at the end. He said, "Oh yeah, this fight is too hard for me, I guess." And Tony said, "No, you." It was I hated that, to be honest, Garrett. I hated that because he's like, "Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just leave now." It's like it makes him kind of a crappy hero, and it makes him so it's like.
You can't fight forever.
No, I get that. It made me think that they were just saying, okay, well, here's a little taste of Spider-Man, but we don't want to give you too much, so we've got to find an excuse to get him out of this movie. I just didn't like it. It didn't work for me, Garrett. But other than that, I liked his costume mostly. His spider little symbol.
It kind of reminded me of the Spectacular Spider-Man suit.
I don't really like the symbol that much.
Well, they're changing in Homecoming.
Because it just seems like, I don't know, it just, when his symbol that small, it's like it's weird. It's like trying to have a superhero with a tiny little thingy. And it's just like, it's not heroic. To me, it's not heroic. Like, the costume itself, other than that, I like just as much as the other ones, if not more. It might even be one of my favorite movie Spider-Man costumes. But the symbol there was one of my least favorites. I don't know what you think.
I'm
What do you
not sure
think?
about the moving lenses.
I liked that. I liked that. It's not realistic. Like
it reminded me of Deadpool.
It reminded me of the Star Wars the Spider-Man cartoons is. How like when he because Spider-Man can't really like show what if he's like scowling like this, or if he's smiling like this, or if he's doing one of each. So since they said that now it has the ability to do that, they can do all kinds of cool things. So I think that'll be neat in the next movie. It'll just be it'll be subtle, but it'll be subtle things that give him like just a little bit more neater stuff that he can do. So we'll kind of know what he's thinking a little bit without him having to talk all the time and say, "Oh, I'm so angry." He can just go.
Spider-Man was good. I'm not sure about the Aunt Hottie thing.
Hey, Garrett, I'm sorry, but maybe I'm just saying this because you're a bit of a perv, but you can never go wrong by putting an attractive lady into a movie.
You're being the perv right now.
What does perv mean?
It means.
I guess I misunderstood what it means. But anyway, it's always a good thing to have a nice looking lady in them. And this movie had quite a few of them, and Aunt May was just one more. Like she's old enough that you could believe that she's his aunt. Like I have friends who they've got.
Now, get back here.
Sorry.
People may complain Some people may complain that this movie was too similar to Batman v Superman, with the whole mother conflict, the UN building being blown up, and how Batman v Superman was a Man of Steel sequel, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman and Justice League prequel, and Civil War was a Captain America the Winter Soldier sequel, and it was Spider-Man Homecoming, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War prequel.
I have a feeling a butt is coming on, even though you just said all those crazy similarities that I never think of before.
But this...
Dang it, Garrett, you've just ruined the movie for me. You're right. It is a lot like Batman v Superman.
But this movie is basically just apologizing for how bad Batman v Superman was.
I don't think they meant to do that.
They they made all this stuff. Batman v Superman should have been a good rated movie with good motivations. Even the villains' motivations are clear. Unlike Batman v Superman.
Not really. What are his villains' motivations?
He explained that around the end of the movie.
Yeah, he explained them, but they still didn't make any sense. It's like, when I tried to think of it, I'm like, okay, so he was angry at the Avengers, so he decided he would make a bomb and pretend that it was the Winter Soldier so that the Avengers would get in trouble from this civil United Order thing that he also somehow got together, and then he would sneak into this thing and brainwash the Winter Soldier so that he could
Not complicated plans.
utilize him.
His plans kept failing.
It was a little bit more clear than Lex Luthor's. At least it sorta was at the end of the movie. I went, okay, but it was still confusing to this guy.
Well, it's not that.
And I don't think it was apologizing, Garrett, because I don't know a lot about making movies, but I think they were making it like around the same time as Batman v Superman, so they didn't even know what Batman v Superman would be. So how could they apologize for something they didn't even know yet?
Maybe DC gave them their script or something.
Yeah, I doubt that, Garrett. They're not friends, I don't think. I don't think they were like, hey, Marvel, you want to see our DC comics so that you can
how could they
make fun of it?
How could they be so similar?
Well, I'll tell you this much. If they were sharing their scripts together, I think they would have been even less similar. Because they would have said, oh, we're doing the same thing here. Let's not do the same thing here.
Okay.
I don't think they were,
This is
Garrett.
what I'm saying. They didn't write the script for Civil War, but first they read the script for Batman v Superman.
I don't think they did. That's nuts. Why would they read a script? How would they get a hold of a script for Batman v Superman? I agree that they did some things similar to Batman v Superman, only better, but I don't think it was on purpose. It must have just been a coinky-dink.
Shut up, Randy.
Okay, I'm shutting up. Frig's sakes. Ow!
Edit that part of the video. Edit that freaking part of the video.
Okay, fine. Frig up!
Give me your hat. Give me your hat.
No!
Give me your hat.
Not!
Give me your hat. Give me your hat right now.
Bitch!
Give me your hat. Give me your hat. Give me your hat right now. Give me your hat.
Ah!
I'm Randy. I'm so...
Next time, Superman Series Episode 5. Next week! Sponsored by Subway!
Not really.